All right, everybody, we're the Lantern Sports team here at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, where we just wrapped up coverage of 2 days of Big Ten football media days, where we heard from all 14 head coaches and select players. And Steven, the big topic of conversation wasn't even about two teams that aren't even in the conference yet, in USC and UCLA, who are joining in 2024. Just what did you take away from that, and what did you hear from all the coaches and players?
Well, yeah, Casey, a big topic of conversation during these past 2 days have been UCLA and USC joining the conference in 2024. I believe that with the conversations I heard about traveling, revenue sharing, and just how it overall is going to work, I feel like this is just a small glimpse into how college athletics is going to change in the near future. With USC and UCLA joining the Big Ten, universities of Texas and Oklahoma joining the SEC, I feel like we're watching college athletics change before our eyes, and this 2-day excursion was just a small glimpse in that. And with big changes, not only are new schools joining new conferences, but we also have big changes coming in with the 1-year anniversary of name, image, and likeness.
And with name, image, and likeness, NIL, it's kind of a logistics of living. You kind of want to figure out what the situation is, where you're going to be at, and if you can make any money off your own image and likeness as an athlete. It's kind of changed the way you might traditionally academically think about if you're not going to maximize your revenue from becoming a professional athlete. You can do that as an amateur in the college system. And with that, there's a lot of different avenues you can take. A lot of different things guys have done and can do in smaller markets even. But with UCLA and USC coming into the Big Ten, it's going to be interesting to see that West Coast attraction, especially if there is a recruiting pull that keeps kids in state versus coming to Ohio State, like one guy we're going to talk about later, CJ Stroud. Jacob, I know there was a lot of conversation about the playoff, the college football playoff. What were you hearing on potentially the evolution of that?
The evolution of the college football playoff, at least from the perspective of Commissioner Kevin Warren, it sounds like he's on board with expansion. And so if he can get some of the other commissioners, some of the other executives and things like that to maybe sway and go discuss a little bit more about should the college football playoff expand, because honestly, with 4 teams now, we've heard from coaches, even just this week at media days, they want more teams, they want more players in college football to have the opportunity to compete for a championship. So if that may be the case in the Big Ten, you wonder what it's like in the other remaining conferences, especially in the Power 5. So, with college football playoff expansion set to maybe take place in the mid-2020s, it sounds like it might be on the way.
Yeah, for sure, Jacob. And 3 players that Ohio State brought with them today that are looking to play in that college football playoff, still at 4 teams only, CJ Stroud, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and Ronnie Hickman. They all seem to have a little bit of hunger and chip on their shoulder, especially after the way last season ended. Ryan Day gave a beautiful quote. He said, maybe at other places, 11-2 and a Rose Bowl victory, that's a pretty good year. Not at Ohio State. So they're very hungry, and they are ready to get back to what their goals are, something that they did not achieve last year. Win against their rival, Michigan, win the Big Ten championship, and win the national championship. And that all started today. We heard a little bit from CJ Stroud, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and Ronnie Hickman. We'll have all the content for you on our social media pages. Follow us at Lantern Sports. Be sure to keep up on our YouTube channel and our TikTok channel as well. For Jacob Benge, Stephen Kishpaugh, and Gabe Burggraf, I'm Casey Smith, and we'll see you next time. Take care.